guys, we are now starting our decimal unit. So we know that you covered decimals in fourth grade, but we need to cover it again in fifth grade because we're introducing a new place value. So in fourth grade, you should have covered the tenths place and the hundredths place. Well, in fifth grade, we're going to go one more place over, and that's the thousandths place. So just a couple of things to remember about decimals. Remember that your decimal point is going to separate two types of numbers, okay? So it's going to separate your whole numbers, which are on the left of the decimal point, okay? So these are your wholes. And then to the right of your decimal point, those are going to be the parts of a whole. So all of these numbers to the right of the decimal point are smaller than a whole number. Mm-hmm. And guys, the further away that we get from the decimal point, the smaller those numbers become. So in fourth grade, you went to the hundredths place, but in fifth grade, we're going even smaller because we're going to the thousandths place.
All right, guys, so what we want to do is make sure that we can at least read these numbers through the decimals place. So we've put a couple of numbers up here, and what really I want you to understand is one of the most important things is that we have to read this decimal right here. And when we read this decimal, we say and, okay? There should not be any other and in your number except for when you get to that decimal. So we've got some tens place here. We've got ones place. So this is going to be 32 and then we have 153,000. So when you read a number, you read the whole number, and then the very last place that you land on, you add that so we know what place we stopped in.
It's kind of like having a first and last name. Mm-hmm. So think about your first and your last name. Decimals are the same way. When you read the whole number together, that's the first name. And then the last name is going to be that place value that you give it. So think about having a first and last name. Your decimal has to have the same thing.
So let's try it again with this second number. Okay, we have hundreds, tens, and ones in the whole numbers. And then once we get into the parts of a whole, we have 4, 3, and 9. So let's read first the first name, which is 286 and 439 thousandths. So we got to add whatever place we end on, we've got to add that at the end for our last name. Now, this is just place value. What I want you to do now is I want you to watch the very next video because it's going to take this place value and separate it out. It's going to expand it into what its value is. Okay.
And in that video, you're going to see exactly how small these numbers to the right of the decimal point are going to get.
All right, guys. If you have any questions, make sure to join the Google Meets every week so that we can go over it. All right.
Yay. Bye, guys.